Jason Tracy, otherwise known as Upton, and Voight here on Chicago PD. The new episode, new season premiering on September 22nd. First of all, I have to say, there's a lot of anxiety going on in the world because of everything going on with the pandemic. But the anxiety from the finale of last season to have to worry about next Wednesday, I mean, a lot of fans are on the edge of their seats.
Yeah, we pick up right where we left off in the new episode back. So
yeah, Tracy, let's go ahead and start with you. I mean, a proposal. I mean, there is, a lot going on with you and Halstead. Let people know where we ended off the season, and maybe tease a little bit about what we can expect this first episode.
Yeah, at the end of season 8, Upton realizes that she doesn't want to lose Halstead, and he's the one good thing that she has. And so she goes home after everything that happened with Roy and Voight, and she proposes, and we leave it there, and we pick up exactly where we left off, and you guys will get to see what Halstead says.
Exactly. Let's talk a little bit about Voight, because I mean, especially the two of you working so closely together. I mean, you were picking up on the signals that something was going on. Let's talk a little bit about, as far as you guys working together, you and Tracy. I mean, is there anything that you do outside of work or anything to kind of bond to get that great partner relationship that comes out on the screen?
I bake you muffins and cookies.
Yeah, Tracy is she makes amazing cookies, and they're super healthy, which is what's weird about them. And we stole the recipe and make them here all the time. Her not the cookies, but the muffins.
Yeah.
I don't know how I could get any more fond of Tracy, frankly. I love her as a person, and I love working with her as an actor, and she's really one of my favorite people on the planet. So whether I see her outside or just at work wouldn't make any difference to me. I'll take what I can get, frankly.
Now, let's talk a little bit about Voight's journey, as well too. What are we going to see different from him this upcoming season, and how he deals with everything going on in the world, versus how we've seen him, the first 8 seasons?
I mean, that kind of remains to be seen. I mean, I think that to some degree, to a significant degree, what's going on in the last couple of episodes of season 8 ends up kind of fracturing the unit. We're all professionals, and we can get the job done, but there's a family dynamic in the unit that is shifting. And if the overall kind of general term for season 8 was reform, as we kind of changed, the way we're having to police, and Sam Miller came in and all that, I think that the term for this season would be home, and that they're all, because the 21st district in the unit was our home before, and now you'll find that the characters are looking, because it doesn't feel the same like home, and so we all want to have a home, and so you'll find that the characters are trying to find a home for themselves individually rather than as a group.
Exactly. And then, the new episode's called Closure. So we have a couple of days to kind of figure out what that means before we see the episode on Wednesday.
Yes, but sometimes the titles are misleading.
But it's a good teaser. Burgess, also, that's a huge storyline. A lot of people have been wondering, what's going to happen. I mean, that was like I said, causing a lot of anxiety, and we want to make sure that she's okay. Are we going to hit that right on this first episode, Tracy?
You do find out in the first episode. I don't know if you find out right away. I I actually don't remember. So that's not a lie. I don't know. I don't remember at what point in the episode you find out, but you do find out what happens with Burgess in this first episode.
In the first episode, I do want to talk a little bit about the fans because Jason, you just mentioned something about everybody together as a family. But the One Chicago universe, I mean, there are so many fan sites. There's so many people that dedicate their Wednesday nights to watch the show. And, Chicago Fire and Chicago Med, I mean, there's such a special place in the heart for fans, not just in Chicago, but around the world. What's it been like to have that kind of fans response to the work that you both are doing? I guess, Tracy, let's go ahead and start with you.
I mean, it's lovely. Everyone, I joined later. I came in at the end of season 4, and everyone's been really lovely to me. I remember running into this one lady at, I think I was at the hockey game, and she just came up to me and she leaned in and she goes, "Detective," and then kept walking. And it was the funny, just like super sly, and then just kept walking. But everyone's been so lovely and really sweet, and it's incredible. We have wonderful, wonderful fans.
What about for you, Jason? Do you have a good hockey game memory or a story that you can share?
Well, I never leave the house, so but obviously, I'll tell you one. I mean, for me, what was surprising is not that. I mean, it's obviously very gratifying to have fans, because that means you're doing your job well. But I also have kids, and you want to have your own kind of family time. And I had this bright idea a couple of years ago when we were going to go on vacation. I said, what we're going to do? We're going to go to Cuba, because we figured nobody's going to know who Voight is. And Voight's very popular in Cuba, it turns out, as well. So I don't know how, but they must steal the signal. So that was it. I guess it's just good to know people like the show. And if they didn't, we wouldn't be working together, and that would be sad.
Oh, exactly. We all would be sad. The fans would be sad. You guys would be sad. I do want to talk a little bit about last season, especially with the kind of reform category that was taking over us. We talked with Leroyce in the springtime, and he was just talking about how much that meant to him, and to him have a part as far as kind of part of the storylines. How great has it been to have him, especially, a Chicagoan who's also doing good in his neighborhood, to be a part of this show and this community?
Well, Leroyce is he's always been a central part of the show. I mean, I remember on the pilot, it's funny, he and I are the only originals from the pilot. And there's a reason, he's a very special human being. And I have very high hopes for him I feel as though beyond what he's doing in terms of the African-American community and what he represents, I think he is capable, and I have every expectation that he is somebody that I feel like the world could use a little Leroyce Hawkins.
Oh, exactly. I think when you hear him talking,
he's a high quality human being.
Yeah, he's pretty incredible.
And I think that he will. He's certainly capable of making an enormous impact on all of us for the better.
Oh, exactly, 100%. And the final thing, Eric LaSalle had to say goodbye to the show. Was there a goodbye party? Were you guys able to celebrate together, with all the restrictions, everything going on? Were you guys able to have a proper send-off?
Not proper. We had a little send-off.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's not gone. We still talk to Eric, or at least I do.
I do too.
And, and I think we all do. And he's totally invested in the show. That's a lifelong friend and colleague.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. We love the work he's done. Voight, thank you so much for your time. Jason, Tracy, you guys are the best. Cannot wait. September 22nd, 9 p.m. Chicago PD, the new season premiere. I mean, there was a lot of anxiety from the last when we said, goodbye to now, and we can't wait to see, how these storylines all come together.
Thank you very
Your
much.
enthusiasm is infectious.
Oh, thank you.